right in the...
First piece of trash.
It was only
trash.
gonna end with these. The bucket's dirty too.
Sure.
All right, fuck it. I'll just. Now I'm not sure. They hit the bottom of the bucket, which had a lot of trash in it earlier. Oh no, I'm not sure.
I'm not that germophobe.
No, it's fine. I'll get around to it. I just don't normally wear sunglasses. I'll see how blinding it is out there. Okay. Okay, you're okay to be bucket guy?
Sure.
Okay, good.
We can start there because it's kind of shady a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Let's aim for the shade.
Yeah.
I saw some good trash up
Church Street?
Church before, but let's start with the shade because
it
Church
still
looks
exists.
absolutely punishing.
Yeah.
Episode 9 of Trash Talk. Marcel Williams, my special guest here in Toronto. I live here now. I abandoned Winnipeg. This is who I am now. Big Toronto phony wearing a tank top.
If only, man. Honestly, I don't know why you haven't made the leap yet. There's Dees here. I don't know what to tell you. You're a committed man, but listen, I mean,
You can't make every
all about
decision
eye
based on
contact.
Dees.
You tell that to me and my compadres. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna try to do a double
Oh yeah,
whammy. Oh, this picker
been
is
there a long time.
trash.
Well, that might be a triple. See,
We'll do the double. I can't do the
It's
double.
all good. So all I'll say is
Incompleto.
don't let this turn you off litter picking, because when you have the good kind of picker, where you can just literally grab it like without even thinking, it's actually so fun.
Ooh, what about feathers?
Feathers is, I mean, it's probably got dust or like some sort of mites on it, but yeah,
For sure.
Why not?
Give me all
No,
the
feathers.
disease.
Feathers count as trash. You go with your heart. You pick anything you feel doesn't belong.
You got to do one where it's like a competition, you know, where like who gets the best trash by the end of the show.
So I've thought about making like a bingo card for trash, like even just in Osborne Village. The only thing is, as soon as you incentivize it, for sure someone would cheat. Someone would just, what is that?
I don't know.
Well,
on
it's
the bingo
trash now,
card.
baby. If you had something that was like, you know, get everything on the bingo card to win, people would load the trash preemptively, I think, and then pretend they
you're
came
right.
upon it. You just can't have anything. Ooh, there's a target-rich environment. That's what we call that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah.
I figured we go down here nice and shaded,
Ooh, this
nice
is
and
nice.
dilapidated.
Yeah,
know?
you were saying this is whole like gentrified in the last 4 years or
Well,
something?
one side of the street. So as you can see here, we've got a nice new barbershop rendezvous. Then you've also got a daycare. But then you go on this side of the street,
Damn you.
nothing but hard drugs.
Nothing but hard drugs?
Hard
Okay,
drugs.
well, we don't have to go down to hard drugs neighborhood, but
Well,
we
we're
can-
already there. We're
Yeah,
literally
okay.
like, it's honestly, it's given best of both worlds over here. We got nice Christmas and LED lights on this side, and then we've got graffiti and passed out human beings on this side. So.
All right. Well, let's talk about why you moved here, because you used to be in Winnipeg.
I mean, do you want the real reason? I don't know if
You don't have to give me-
I don't know
mean,
if it's trash talk appropriate.
You
but
can cut whatever. I mean,
I'm down to give it as long as
Yeah.
I just don't know what kind of brand. Okay, so well, look, this has got to be on a bingo card in Toronto. Is a crack pipe. A chunk of
yeah.
a crack pipe needs to be in the bingo card there.
nice. You did that.
So yeah, my reasoning for moving in a nutshell was I got busted selling marijuana, and part of my conditions were that I wasn't allowed to be around certain people who were friends and family, which made it very complicated. If I was caught drinking or smoking weed, then automatically going right in the slammer. So I was like, you know what? My sister lives in Saga. This seems like kind of a better place. Came out here 2013, never looked back.
Okay. Admittedly, like being your friend, I guess I kind of knew some of that. I thought you wanted to be closer to like entertainment and casting, which has worked out.
Which sounds like a great narrative when instead of telling people, oh yeah, so
Slanging weed.
I'm gonna only come back here every few months for court dates. It just seems like a better thing to just. I mean, yes, obviously there was a part of me that was like, oh well, I am already doing like this stand-up thing, and this maybe kind of seems like a bigger metropolitan for comedy and entertainment, but. Yeah, when I moved here, I kind of had to choose between work and stand-up because bills don't pay themselves, and immediately leaped into an MLM.
Oh, really?
Yes, so
Do you feel comfortable sharing the name of the MLM? This is trash talk,
Sure,
baby.
absolutely.
Let's
It's
try-
I'm all about trash talking these guys because up until this year, they kind of really messed up my CRA history. So Credico is the name of this pyramid
Credico,
scheme.
great, perfect, shady. Like sounds like it would be
Absolutely.
something, but isn't any.
Absolutely,
Credico.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, so they
We
do
represent,
credit.
we
Oh, yeah.
represent charities,
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, cool.
Finance,
But,
credit, Credico.
exactly. The bad thing was that I actually got pretty good at it, And
How many people in your downline?
well, it wasn't one of those like traditional, it's not like a pyramid scheme where like it's like, oh, I've got like this people, blah, blah, blah. But at one point, like I actually got to the point, which is, this is what kind of messed me up, is that I had opened up my own office. I had about like 20 employees.
Really?
Yeah, we could actually walk by the office. It's right down the street.
Careful with your picker pointing, by the way, there.
I got you. I saw
Okay.
ball coach.
Yeah.
You got banned. I'm not trying to get a ban.
Yeah.
Listen,
Dude, it's a one strike and you're out. You touch me with the prongs.
I respect the.
It's
the,
over.
The
Don't be
germophobia.
pointing
look,
with
we
the
got
picker.
a little cluster going on here.
The only thing you should point at is something you're about to pick.
That's it. I
Yeah.
feel that. I respect
Okay.
that.
Anyway, we can spin by. If you think there's trash there, we can go by there.
There's absolutely trash there. If not, there's old employees, which also could be considered
Counts as
trash.
trash, yeah.
This is still like mild hydration inside of this bottle here.
I think it's trash. I don't think anybody was coming back for
No,
it.
nobody's coming back for that.
Do you think anyone's coming back for these shorts?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
I might have left those here actually
Yeah, those are,
after a
those are
good,
your exact style.
yeah, after a fun night at Brass. You know, you never know. Actually, yeah, we're kind of on the way to this.
Brass rail. We going to the strippers?
I mean, we could. That's the other way, but we could.
Are we
absolutely
going
go
back
there.
to the strippers?
I would absolutely not be opposed
I'm
to any
cutting
of that.
I'm not going to address that I was at the brass rail till 2 a.m. last night.
Hey, man.
Okay, so
I mean, in our defense, we showed up at 1:30. So
yeah. I think we were the classiest people
It's not
there.
like we were doing a full shift.
I mean, in fact, you paid a stripper to leave us alone.
that's
so that-
100% the case. Actually, that's actually kind of become my move as I've gotten older. I think is like sometimes it's better just to pay your problems away, and it doesn't require too much
No.
either, right? Like.
And
not-
she really appreciated it.
Absolutely, because you gotta understand too, like they get into these chat traps, they don't ever know, it's like, okay, is this guy a tire kicker or what? So sometimes they just appreciate where it's like, look, you just be honest with them, like, listen, I think you're a cool chick and like, clearly we got along with like, you know, our little French connection or whatever the case may be, but like, I don't think any of us are interested in actually taking you up on this, let's go have some fun offer. So just, here's 10 bones, enjoy the rest of your evening.
have a great
you know?
night, yeah.
It's dead, you weren't gonna make money anyways, you're
I mean-
probably just trying to like finish off your night, just having a nice little chat.
I like the move. And this might be the Chinese Jew in me, but if I was paying her to leave us alone, I probably would have gone with 5.
Yeah, no,
Right? Like
absolutely.
I would have given her the smallest amount that I could, just to be like, hey, respect the.
That is absolutely the Chinese Jew in you, and
No,
but
I-
also my friend who is Italian and German, he probably saw the most appalling gesture ever. Some woman was just being so passive aggressive. I guess she had seen me once before in this club, so she knew me by my government, which is always a point of contention for me. I like to go by an alias. I like to go by Chris. I feel like I would have been a Chris in another life. So like, oh, what's your name? They'll be like, oh, my name's Cinnamon. What's your name? And I'll be like, oh, my name's Chris. I used to tell them Jesus, and then that became a real point of issue with some of these women who were women of the faith, and they thought it was
Women of
very.
the
And I'm like, no, but I look Hispanic. I could be a Jesus. I just
Yeah.
pronounce it Jesus.
Well, you could be a Jesus, except you're telling them Jesus.
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, it's the same thing when I say my name is Marcel. It's Marcel, but like I'm not gonna give you guys the whole phonetic
Right.
like.
I have a feeling a guy whose name is Jesus says his name is Jesus. He doesn't ever call himself Jesus. But anyway.
You'd be surprised, man.
Bottom-
when he's
Oh,
around
no.
when he's around the comfortable folks, that's the name, you know.
Okay, anyway, you were saying your other friend.
This girl was being like just mean. She was just a big old bully. She was saying stuff like,
You say a
"Oh, look
big
at this
old
guy!
bully?
Look at this guy! This guy, his ego's hurt, and like just all this kind of problematic stuff." Just to be clear, you clippered me in my shorts.
Oh yeah, okay.
My freshly washed.
Okay, well, I had to
shorts.
do a hand grab, so like, look, I'm like.
Also, we're kind of killing it with the garbage. Like,
Oh, yeah, we're doing
it's
a great
been,
job.
Like 5 minutes. and
we're doing a
this-
great job. We're gonna need to find a dump right away.
But yeah, so I paid her $50 to leave. And the reason being is that I was like, I need to give her an amount where it's like, she's gonna be confused by the amount because she's like, well, wait, this is a couple of songs worth, whatever.
And I just insulted this guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is that I got the reaction I wanted. He was just baffled. He was like, why? It makes no sense, this and that. And then I kept explaining to him, like, listen, it's a little bit of a flex where it's like, yo, you keep being condescending, this and that. And it's like, I'm literally paying you to tell you that you're not my type because I could have given you the same money and had your yiddies all up in my face. But I'm like, I'd rather you just leave right now. Was it a waste of $50? Absolutely. Did I enjoy it?
Yeah,
Yes.
then it wasn't a waste.
Very,
It's funny
very
because it's
much
the exact
so.
opposite of what I was praising you for, which was like being a gentleman by paying a nice lady to leave. This is like you were being a
See,
passive aggressive asshole.
And you know what? That
But-
goes to show the problem with our society is that we hyperfixate so much on the negative. It's like the example of like if you get 10 positive comments and 1 negative one, you hyperfixate on the negative one.
Sure.
paid more for the most the unfavorable interaction, but for me it was more satisfying. So I don't know. I know I'm the problem. I know I have the issues, but it is what it is.
Yeah. That reminds me of being in Toronto. Do you remember when Mike Tyson was doing his one-man show here, and he went on like the morning
and
news,
he cussed
and the guy,
that dude out?
The guy, the guy's like, "What do you think about the mayor? Should he be meeting with you, a convicted rapist?" And,
right.
And Mike gets flustered, and he goes,
"Well,
you're
a piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Yeah, you look like a nice guy, but really you're a piece of shit." But like before that, when he was still figuring out how to handle it, he gets really flustered. He's like, "Well, I met the mayor, and there's nothing they can do about it."
Oh, this is like one of those claw machine things where you got to try to like slide it through the.
I think we'd have to like crush it. I don't think you're gonna get that. Teamwork? What if I poke it?
Look at
Wow,
that. Teamwork makes the dream
was real
work.
teamwork.
I think we're gonna have to leave the glove
We're
there.
leaving the glove. We're getting this bottle.
Yeah.
We need a dumpster already.
Yeah. Telling you,
Anyway, I met the mayor, and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah. I respect it, man. I mean, it's a cold world we're living in. But I mean, like, that's the thing too. Is like, yeah, we know that people have like their tatted shit, and like I don't support any like fucking an Invisalign. This is not on a bingo card, but we gotta respect it. Listen. I hope this guy.
Someone's
I hope
teeth
this
are-
is his last train. He was just like so excited. He whipped it down right on Dalhousie
Spiked it on the
Street.
ground. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Look, we're slacking over here. Is that a Carnations I see? What is
Man,
this?
you are a good picker.
I'm telling you.
I always
it's
tell
an
people you got to have
inshore.
soft eyes. You got to be willing to kind of like go outside what your plan is, and that was a good. Because I was looking across the street already. I was trying to find a dumpster.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you scan the full zone. Look, we would have missed this inshore cut.
Oh no! I just sent that further under. Okay, that went way far under. It's the construction guys will have to deal with that. Okay, where are we gonna find a dumpster? I'm actually kind of concerned.
The Invisalign is honestly, I gotta admit, it's probably one of the greatest finds.
That is a
we've
great
seen in
find.
the trash.
So I've never had Invisalign, but you ever wear contact lenses?
Yeah.
My favorite thing about contact lenses is overwearing the pair, and it's been overworn, and it just needs to go. And I'll always plan a night where I'm like, I'm just gonna wear them till 4 a.m. because I know I'm going drinking that night, and it's overworn. They're already itching my eyeball. I'm gonna wait till 4 a.m. Then I'm gonna spike them on the ground. I'm not even gonna wait till I get home. As soon as I leave the bar I'm at and I'm walking towards my building, I'm throwing them on the ground. I've never been called out for using like a private bin. And my plan, if I did, would be like, hey man, I'm doing something for the neighborhood.
100%.
But that's how things work in Winnipeg. Here we could dump there, and maybe someone in Toronto was like,
Nah.
hey, that's my bin.
I live for an argument. I dare
Yeah.
somebody to tell me that their trash is my trash is not worthy of their bin.
Yeah. I mean, that whole thing was just an excuse for me to act like I think Toronto is New York.
Yeah.
My Toronto guy impression was, hey, I'm walking here.
What's the rule on like this? You dump it out
Liquid?
first a little bit?
Yeah, don't get that in the bin, in our bucket
we
for
don't
sure.
want to contaminate the bin too crazy.
No,
I mean,
especially
if
at the
I'm really
start.
skilled, I can do this.
I think you're overthinking it. Here, let me just, you do the lid.
First of all, Mike, don't ever underestimate a professional garbage picker. Like,
Yeah.
listen, man.
You're Winnipeg's hottest garbage, or you're Toronto's hottest garbage man.
I'm
Good
the
for
only
you.
one featuring you right now, so.
So it is a super hot day. That is why we're both in tank tops.
And why are people drinking so much inshore on a hot day? Like,
that is a baffling find.
they're like, oh, 32 degrees of humidity. Let me get some meal supplementations over here. I think this is a chocolate. This is a vanilla. Like they wanted the combo today.
That is two insurers.
I'd be willing to put money that it was the same guy that tosses Invisalign. He was like, his celebration
My
drink was
bones
some
are
inshore.
strong. My teeth are straight. I'm fucking good. Oh, what's
Exactly
this?
what
Bunch of
happened.
hair
A lot of hair
elastics.
ties. Look at this. We should have had a bingo card.
Yeah, this is weird. I was trying to figure out what happened, and here,
I think what it was, they needed a specific hair tie, and then when they opened it, they just tossed all the remains, which is very wasteful because you never know when you might need an emergency BJ hair tie.
Yeah, you never know.
Just keep it around. You never know.
All right.
Slowly getting the hang of these.
So these ones can pick up a lot, but you have to, because it's not like they don't meet in the middle. Like you kind of have to aim like, oh, I got to get my top prong above and then pick. Whereas mine at home, they have these rubber ends and they meet in the middle. So like you literally just like, it's so intuitive.
Right.
By the end of the show,
we're approaching. First of all,
my God,
if you
yes.
really want a tour of Toronto history, so notoriously one of the most dangerous areas in North America is Regent Park, and we're about a block away from it. So as much as I say my area is being gentrified, that is going to take a lot of time to really get over. So
probably your gentrification has pushed even more shit there, right? So that's going to be
just take a look at this corner over here as an example.
Yeah, it's not a great corner.
And also just look at this cluster over here. First of all, literally
Crack
pipe packaging.
the sex condom.
There it is,
Not opened.
It's like the 6, but very
So
much.
somebody clearly was given a kit
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of condoms.
Yeah, there's one here.
Hey,
as
reading
well.
glasses.
There you go. You see, they needed some vision. They needed some contraceptives. I like this person.
This is like, but they took this off like the stand that you buy reading glasses off of.
Nothing
like,
says sexier, sexy time like what the smoked meat and then HIV and AIDS written all over the condom.
That's an interesting cross promotion.
Hey, man. People will sponsor anything these days. And of course, nothing more Canadian. Some French vanilla from Timmy's.
Yeah. Okay, we genuinely need a dumpster or we can't go on very far here. Jesus, this is...
Yeah,
this
I
is,
feel like there's a lot of nuts busted in this specific corner. I'm seeing a lot of like, is this a tampon? What is this?
sanitary
diaper?
pad. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know why I said sanitary pad, maxi pad. I don't know why I said it like that. Sanitary napkin.
We got the troops. Oh yeah, there's actually a base just down here as well.
Look, they might be the troops, but we're the real heroes. Look at us.
That's true.
Look at us.
Toilet paper. I mean, look, somebody had a time over here.
God, this is real bad.
There must be a bin. Oh, right here. Look, right across the street. There's a big little bin section, and then there's also on that side too. Which, to be fair, just spending a little bit of time in that area. Not you again. So look, background extraordinaire, and now don't touch the garbage pickers. We're out here cleaning up the community. What are you doing? Some Band-Aids. Do you wanna help?
No, I gotta go get a pedicure.
Love that for you. Well, listen, we're living different lives here, but nice seeing you as usual.
You on set soon?
Of course, I hope so.
BG?
Yeah, and what's crazy is, and listen, we love Anne, clearly.
Yeah.
She never remembers my name. I'm like, first of all, I'm on the call sheet.
Yeah. That's it. You're like, I don't even have to talk to you.
Yeah, you're woman number 3.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, what are we talking about
You
here?
shouldn't even be eating lunch next to me.
Yeah, what are we saying about this broken glass here?
I think we're
I feel like it's a
saying-
hazard, so we kind of want to pick it up. So look, I'm going to show you a little technique here. This is called the Marcel glass shuffle.
The glass shuffle.
Look at that. You can see yourself in the
glass
reflection as you prop it down.
All right. Oh, fuck, I'll get this shit out of here. We need to dump. We're too
Yeah,
full.
I say we cross the street. We are fully loaded here, man.
Yeah.
Like, I told you, Toronto is the hub of trash. If you need some garbage,
Well, I was out in Junction before, and I thought it was actually like really nice, and there
yeah,
wasn't that
that's
much
Junction,
trash. Like,
baby.
yeah, we had
I'm taking you to the real end.
Yeah, these are the streets. Just get to some bins, man. I'm getting overwhelmed by the amount of trash.
Yeah, it is actually a preposterous amount of trash.
Those bins all look full. Did we try these ones?
Yeah,
I think
let's
those
do
ones
that.
look a little better. Oh, God, I'm gonna kick these up the road.
Yeah, good call.
You're not gonna fit it all. You're
Don't
getting
tell
too
me
carried
what
away.
I can and can't do.
Oh God, stay out of the street.
I failed.
Oh, it really stinks over here. It's not gonna fit well, but just try and dump.
Oh!
Ah,
I tried it.
getting splashed. We kind of lost the thread on Credico,
Oh,
but now
yeah.
I did want to talk to you about being the top commercial actor, as far as I can tell. In
Well, we could do
in
both
Toronto,
because
yeah.
Credico. Well, the office that I worked at, I was literally just in that.
All right,
section
let's
there.
cut over there. Let's do a
Yeah,
little
let's do that.
Marcel Williams tour here.
Of the tour of trauma.
The tour of trauma.
I'm not gonna lie, Mike. You really got me in this trash picking zone right now.
It's fun, right?
It's kind of fun. It's also like you're doing a good thing.
Yeah. You get to
find
feel
some
better than
interesting-
everybody else.
That is true. I do
Yeah.
feel a little bit of a superiority complex right
Some
now.
water. Yeah, it's and I'll say you're doing a great job. You're
We're doing our best. I mean, the trash is it's helping us out. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's-
who would have guessed that there'd be just a lone longanisa just
One
chilling
longanisa.
inside of a container here?
that's crazy.
With I don't know if that's garlic or. Oh, this is kind of gross. I might have to just.
Get it right in. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get him right in. one lone little
That little
Filipino
longanisa, man.
sausage. Whoa.
This guy's flexing. Guarantee you that guy's never picked up trash.
Nope. That guy's never done nothing for nobody in his life.
No, never.
Are we saying this just because he's got a convertible?
Most likely, yeah.
There's nothing else
He's
about him.
also got a
aside from
red
me.
hat, which
Yeah.
is oddly too close to
MAGA.
MAGA.
Got
but-
MAGA vibes.
All right, so this corner, very historic.
This little vibe. Looks like, do you remember those old stink bombs that would come in glass
Oh,
vials?
yeah.
That's what that looks like. I don't think it was that.
So this spot right across the street, Mystic Muffin.
Okay.
The guy who owns it, he used to be homeless, so whenever somebody goes in there and they don't have cash on them or whatever, he's like, don't you worry about it, buddy, just come back another time. But phenomenal salesman. He would literally give you this apple cake, warm, right out the oven, put it in your hand. He's like, what does that feel like? And I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of warm. And he's like, nah, it feels like magic. It's wonderful. He's like, take it right now, $12. And I'm like, all right, you got it. The amount of times I've left with apple cakes, full apple cakes. I don't even know if I like apple cake, but.
And he has to charge you more for the apple cake because of all the little cupcakes he's giving away to whoever, right?
Oh yeah.
You're paying the markup. You're subsidizing.
Just through this this Holiday Inn parking spot. So when I moved to Toronto, I was like, hey, what am I gonna do? I don't have a college education. I was like, you know what? Let me just apply to these places, see what's going on here. And the thing was, like, I just came off from doing radio and doing some stand-up.
And catching a case.
Yeah, catching a case. But like a lot of my interactions were like a lot of people that I didn't really get to have interpersonal connection with. So like talking to a crowd, speaking on air where you don't see the people you're talking to. So I was like, I kind of want something that's a bit more front facing. Let's cross through here. I see some trash just compiling over here. I got this interview for essentially like a canvasser, like doing door to door, doing on the street, at the malls, whatever, doing for charities. I'm like, you know what? I like charities. I can sell some charity. Became the best salesman in Canada for charity.
Like soliciting donations, just straight cold calls of whoever
Cold
on the
calls,
street.
showing up on a door. Honestly, it's funny. My friend was in university and he was doing, you know those like College Pro or Paint Pro or whatever that is?
100%.
So he was like so excited. He's one of those guys that just has like all the theory, but very challenging to like actually put it into use. He was like really into the Jordan Belfort shit. He's like, you know, this, that, whatever,
a lot of good young men have been lost to the
absolutely
to the Wolf of Wall Street myth, you know.
For sure. So he was just so charged up about it. And then I remember he came home one day and he's like, bro, he's like, I got 2 leads. I'm like, oh, today that's not bad. And he's like, no, this week. And I'm like, what? So I took him out on a Sunday. I was like, I know nothing about your product, but I do know people.
Yeah.
So we went, knocked on 5 doors. 4 out of those 5 doors turned into leads. He was blown away. But I'm like, brother, like, I hope the one thing you took away is that like, I never once spoke about the product. I would just go in and be like, oh, some nice glasses you got there, and just schmoozing the people. And then once they ask you the question, oh, what can I do for you? I've already sold them the whatever it is that you're trying to get off your chest. So I would just point to him. He would do his little pitch, and then we keep it moving.
So that's pretty interesting. I want to say this before we get too close to the office and get sidetracked again, but I went to Glen Ross in New York to see Bill Burr, Kieran Culkin, Bob Odenkirk.
Oh yeah, how was
amazing
that?
show. And I'd seen the movie. Have you seen the movie Glen Ross?
No, I haven't.
So it's known as this classic. It's got the Alec Baldwin always be closing speech.
Right.
You know, so that's what it's known for, which actually isn't in the play. That's a scene they added for the movie.
Oh,
but
cool.
the way the play works is, the first act is just 3 scenes. They all take place in this Chinese restaurant where the salesmen hang out, and the first scene is Bob Odenkirk, and he's like the washed up salesman, and he's begging the boss to give him the good leads, the Glen Ross leads, and he's just using pure desperation. Like the boss hardly even gets a word in, because every time, you know, Shelley's the character is like, you know, who's the top salesman in '78? And the boss is about to, he's like, and '82, and then he's so desperate, and he's begging for the leads. And then the next scene is Bill Burr's character, trying to convince this other salesman to help him rob the place and steal the leads. And he's just using pure macho aggression. Like the guy never gets a word in because Biller's always telling him like what he's thinking, and he tries to make him do the robbery with him. And then the third scene is Kieran Culkin, his character, who's like the top salesman, and he's talking to an actual client, and they sell real estate, but he gives him this 10-minute speech about like, you know, what's the best part about when you fuck a woman? You know, it's the morning after. He's just a cool guy, and at the end of it all, he's like, hey, why don't you come over here? I'll buy you a drink. And then he's like, you know, I got this opportunity. I don't know. Maybe you can tell. Like it's 3 sales, all of which happen where the salesman doesn't let the guy get a word in, but like one is desperation, one is brute force, and one is charm. And it's kind of like what you said. Like you go into these places, you never even brought up what you were trying to sell.
No,
you would just go and be an interesting guy. And that's how you sell.
That's it. And it's what they call the Fugees. The fear of loss, the Jones effect, the greed.
Wait, fear of loss.
Yeah.
So that's the F?
Yeah, and then...
Fear of loss.
Listen, it's been a while since I've had to lay this scam down, but it was like Fugee or something like that, S.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the trauma helmet right here. So right here would be our intercom. And then
Okay.
we'd go up there.
And
I
people
don't
would
know
buzz
what
in
it
and
is
say, hey,
now.
you cost me a lot of money.
Very dark time in my life, I think. I was making like $300 a week.
I mean, how could you have been the top guy at Credico and only making $300 a week?
But that's the issue, is that with these companies, there's a lot of overhead. So like, even if and there was a sliding scale, for example, right? So like, if somebody only wants to donate $15 a month, as opposed to somebody who wants to do $30 a month, my pay is essentially cut in half for that contribution. So the perks were, though, is that I did get to travel quite a bit around North America. So like, I got to go to Philly and Baltimore, which I'm not too crazy about.
Right.
Miami, New York, Chicago, to go train other people.
It doesn't sound like you were an MLM guy. You were soliciting for charities. Like, you were a high pressure salesman, but like MLM is literally, there is no product, I'm just trying to accumulate a downline. That's my definition of an multi-level. This doesn't sound like an MLM.
So the business part of it was very MLM-y, where it was like, hey, if I get enough people promoted, then I can also start my own office.
Okay.
And then if I start my own office, then I can have other people who start their offices and make money off of their
Okay,
offices.
so you did have downline. You did, yeah,
Yeah.
you did make money from signing people up. Beyond just like people giving, I understand when you got a donation
the donors,
for the charity.
The donors were all legit. Like
Yeah.
the donations, the charities, that was all legit.
Okay.
It was the actual inner workings of the company
Sure,
itself.
okay.
So like, you'll see a lot of, like, we might even run into some people right now where it's like, you'll ask them like, oh, what company do you work for? It'll be some fucking preposterous name. It'll be like Blue Rhino or something like that. And then you'll be like, oh, okay. And then Blue Rhino is just a subsidiary of Credico.
Okay.
So the scam can continue. So then those little proprietary businesses, the Blue Rhinos of the world, they're the ones that take all the fall. And then Credico gets to laugh and see another day and continue to pad their pockets.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you dominated at Credico, but left because it was shit.
It was shit. So I started up an office. The office was a shambles. It wasn't really like churning out what I had kind of anticipated. I ended up leaving, but then they created a specific job for me called a bilingual national account manager, where essentially I would just travel around Ontario and different parts of Canada to secret shop for the Canadian Tire credit cards. So like, we would have staff that would do charity, but we also had staff, bless you, we also had staff that would do Tim Hortons credit card activation and Canadian Tire credit card activation.
So you had to go into the stores and make sure that the people were doing a good job of signing people
that
up.
they weren't just like slacking around,
Right.
loafed in, just cracking a whip essentially.
Yeah.
But it was mostly a remote job. They gave me a salary, a phone, a laptop, pay for my rentals, my flights, my hotels, all that kind of stuff. So it was a pretty sweet gig, I'm not gonna lie. But let's see if we can do this extendo joint right here. But I actually ended up getting alopecia from the stress of not knowing whether or not I was doing a good job. So I literally lost a chunk of hair, and then as soon as they let me go from there, my hair grew back.
Because your hair, your looks, that's your livelihood.
That's,
I
that's
mean,
my
you
whole
can't-
thing.
yeah,
Luckily, I had some curls, so I could do a little light comb over action, so it wasn't really too drastic. But I knew deep down that I was Jada
it was
Pinkett.
over, yeah.
I
Once
was
you
on
see
my
that
Jada
chunk of
Pinkett
hair,
vibe, yeah,
once you see the first chunk of hair fall out, you got to be looking for an out.
100%.
It's amazing that I didn't know most of that.
Do you remember this
Because
place? This was the place I moved into after I had first started working at Credico.
I
Once
think
left that
I think
annex
I
house.
have it in my phone, but I don't think I actually visited you here. I think like one time I was gonna come and you gave me the address. I have your other places. Marcel knew. We're getting so full. We got to find
Yeah.
something. We got to spot a dumpster because we're full here.
Yeah, we're at the brim. We're
There's something weird about your downtown where there's just no dumpsters.
well, that explains all the trash.
Yeah.
Let's just go past the old turf. I'm sure there's some garbage there. We'll just see.
Okay.
I love this place, by the way. You could grow your own herbs up there. They had all kinds of mints and
Oh, yeah, they got a crazy
rosemaries
garden up
and basils
there.
and stuff. Yeah, it was great.
Nice. So anyway, it is crazy that I didn't know most of that because I genuinely thought you were more enticed by the entertainment opportunities here because you do now do a lot of. I joke that like you and I is racially ambiguous. You're a little bit less ambiguous. I would say most people look at you and say, okay, this guy's at least half black.
Or no, I honestly get more Dominican than anything. I get this guy's
Okay.
Latino, and especially with the short hair now because it's so straight, they're definitely not defaulting to being like, this guy's mixed, this
Okay.
guy's that.
Oh, I see some bins in there.
You know what's crazy? I lived here for probably like 3 years. I don't think I've ever actually been inside of this park.
All this says recycling only. Why do they not have garbages?
Think I'm good to dump this in there?
You know what? Yeah, it's a lot of paper in here.
I feel like it's mostly recyclable stuff.
At the end of the day, it's better in here than anywhere else. Oh God, that was a really bad move on my part. I got so low, I was right down in the garbage.
this I don't understand. Like, how do you not put it in the trash, but just around the trash? Like, unless it's full or something, but.
Somebody who's in crisis here probably. Ripped off their sports bra.
Yeah.
Anyway, you do now dominate the commercial game. I don't dominate it, but I get a few commercials in Winnipeg.
You're moving and shaking.
Steinbach Credit Union.
Yeah, you're starting to
Manitoba
take my
Liquors and
gigs.
Lotteries.
You're starting to take my gigs.
Oh, I'm
it's
a long
okay.
way. I think we're a different guy on the call sheet.
No.
I'm gambling addict number 1. You're handsome guy number 1.
No. Ann doesn't even know my name, so there's that.
That's true. But anyway, when did you actually book your first commercial thing? Because I thought, yeah, this has been pretty good for you, I would say, in the last few years as a man looking from the outside. Like, obviously, you could be busier. We could all be busier.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Yeah, but you get
No, I've been
some
very
juicy
fortunate.
plums. Yeah.
What
What was the first one, and when was the first one?
So I signed with my agent right at the beginning of 2021, and I'll never forget my first job almost made me quit because it was those like reenactment shows that they're always doing, like so I think this one was like Fear Thy Neighbor or like killing
all
something.
All about neighbor on neighbor violence.
Yeah, or like To Catch a Killer or like some nonsense or whatever.
We filmed one of those in Manitoba too.
Yeah, and it's crazy because a lot of them don't even air in Canada. They're all American shows, but they just get shot out here. So the gig was all the way in Hamilton, and for anybody who knows, like that's about an hour, but we're talking January, peak pandemic, because Toronto had it the worst, so people were still semi-locked down in January. Very much like you got to get a COVID test before, you got to get a COVID test before you show up to set, like you get tested once you're on set, whatever. The only reason I booked it was because I looked just like the dude from like this Miami murder. His wife had been murdered or whatever, so I was like a suspect in this because obviously we're talking like 1960s Miami. The colored guy is for sure killing his...
The colored guy with the pencil mustache? Yeah.
And this was pre-OJ, so like he was kind of setting a precedent there. Of like,
he was a trailblazer.
Yeah, the light-skinned dude killing his white wife. So come to find out, I didn't actually, or I guess the person I was playing didn't actually kill the wife, but the whole experience from that set was just traumatic. Like, you show up to set, you're in this like abandoned kind of warehouse situation. There's no heat, so everyone's kind of huddled around one heater. They've got all like the background, the wardrobe, the extras, whatever. There's no food or craft. It's just a couple of oranges and some muffins just chilling on the desk.
How long was the shoot day?
So long. They were about like 14-hour days, and I wasn't even really used for more than like 20 minutes on that first day. So the next day they said they didn't need me, which actually worked out in my favor.
Lady coming up.
Sorry.
Sorry.
My tire exploded on the way back, and it was a Turo car, so it wasn't even like through like an Enterprise, like a proper channel.
Right.
So the AAA system, I had to be in the car for like an hour and a half waiting. So I go on to set for the last day. I'm there, crack of dawn, and then my scene's not until like 10 p.m. And it was like an interrogation scene, and the girl who was supposed to be interrogating me, because she wasn't on camera, she kept trying to throw me off. She was like trying to make me laugh, so she'd be like, oh, so like, when did you start wearing ladies' underwear? I'm like, there is no script, but like,
feed me the line.
I'm supposed to look like rattled that my wife is dead, I'm being interrogated for her murder, and you're over here trying to make a fucking kiki. I'm like, bro, where's the professionality? So I was almost ready to quit, but then the next thing I booked after that in February was a...
that is one of the most soiled mattresses I've ever seen.
This might have been mine, honestly. I was one of these units over here on the second floor.
And you did abandon the mattress? Okay, sorry, second gig after that was?
I want to say it was Mike's Hard Lemonade. And that was a completely different atmosphere on set. They had catered food, all, they cared about dietary restrictions.
Right. Probably way better pay.
Way better pay, heat inside of the building. They had a nice little holding space for us. One of the other guys on set was like a professional break dancer, so he had been hired, and funny enough, it's
popping
actually,
and locking, just keep you entertained.
Well, what was interesting is that I was the one who ended up doing the popping and locking, which is why it's the only commercial I've never posted on my page, because I was supposed to be like the 90s boy band guy. But then they had me with like an old school Walkman and doing like all these kind of break dances and whatever. So the whole commercial looked insane, but like it paid decently and whatever else. But yeah, ever since then, it's just kind of been like, I've been fortunate to book like once a month.
Canadian Tire. Like I feel like you're in like 2 different bank commercials, which normally they don't let you do.
Well,
two
now
things
here's
in
the
same
thing,
industry.
they do, but within a certain amount of time.
Okay.
So usually they'll buy you out for usage for a year, anywhere between 6 months to 2 years or whatever. But yeah, once you're out of that that threshold, you're good. And also if it only plays in a certain region, right? So like,
So you have done 2 bank commercials, I'm not crazy?
yeah, I may have done more than 2
Yeah.
banks now that I think about it. Because I did Key Bank, which is America exclusive. I did TD, which is a Canadian one. But I'm pretty sure I've done some credit union stuff as well.
Hey, stay away from the credit unions. That's my turf. I'm Steinbeck Credit Union for life.
Hey, man. Well,
But
listen,
I know, I was
that
with
means you're in conflict. So I could pounce right now. Now's the time. If they need another racially ambiguous credit union guy, I could be the guy.
Well, actually, that one was before I joined the union, and there was no real, like, that was 3 years ago. They're still playing it like crazy, and it plays so much during the Jets games every single year.
We might
At
want to
first-
head back because this is under
is walled
construction,
off?
so we're
Okay.
kind of like jammed on like our return
Okay.
area. But
Sure, if we can start circling back, but like give me new territory. You know, I don't want to.
I was going to be bold and suggest that we hit up Yonge Street because you're going to get a lot of trash, but also a lot of foot traffic. So you're going to see some characters. I don't know if that's too overwhelming for trash talk or what.
It's not necessarily overwhelming as much as just like we might not move so freely amongst and like I don't know the mics.
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like
I'll put it
let's-
this way.
let's-
How about this? We'll just walk down
Heads up.
here. Sorry. Yeah, I got to be careful with
Yeah,
this picker. I'm a little
yeah.
bit loose with the
Told
picker.
you.
So yeah, I say, okay, so not down here, but like towards Adelaide, we'll
As you
turn left.
resume pointing with the finger.
I know. But once we reach the end of Adelaide to where Yonge is at, we'll make a decision. If it looks too overwhelming, then we'll just say F it.
Okay. There's so many. How do we came this way? Like, how did we miss this?
I'll be honest, we're not the most thorough.
Well, you started off so thorough. I was like, man, this guy's a phenom. This guy's one of the prodigies of trash picking. But then you got into your stories and you really slacked off.
Yeah,
the
my
last couple blocks.
multitasking isn't what it used to
You
be.
didn't pop
you
your
know?
Vyvanse.
I know, I didn't actually. No Vyvanse today. I'm trying to go raw at life right now.
How long you been on the Vyvanse?
It was actually a girl I was seeing out in Kelowna. She put me onto it probably like 6 years ago. And at that time, you just needed to go into a walk-in clinic and be like, yo, I ain't thinking
I
straight.
can't focus.
Yeah. Like, me need help. And they're like, all right, bet. We'll give you some 20 milligrams of some meth. And I'm like, all right, perfect.
Because it's in the meth family,
100%
right?
it
Yeah,
is.
it's Adderall, which is
it's
meth, yeah.
Adderall, Ritalin, Concerta, Vyvanse, all the same shite, man.
Okay.
But I never been diagnosed for it officially. Like I knew there was probably a high chance that I had it just from my behavioral stuff and also like family history. Like my parents were of that generation; they're too stubborn to ever get tested for it. But my brother,
you can get
early
this in
on when
here.
he was young, he was prescribed Ritalin and he hated it.
Do you think you could dump in there?
Yeah, we could probably. Honestly, worst case scenario, we'll just do a little
Hand
bit of the
feed?
top.
Yeah. Let's get the big items out.
Yeah.
God, this is honestly, it is a. I don't want to be all like, whoa, Toronto's the real deal, but like in terms of what it's taking to dump fucking trash, this is a lot more effort than I'm used to. This is the manual feed.
Yeah.
This is wild. Oh, it
Pretty
stinks too.
insane. It's not smelling that.
It's not
great
going.
either.
Look, we gave ourselves some breathing room.
This is
What if
not-
I hold the bucket and you kind of spoon it? Or
But it's hard because like
Yeah,
you
we
can't get the angle.
yeah, all right.
They got the roof up.
Here, don't worry about it. We'll just do a little bit more manual and then we'll.
I'm like tempted just to fucking dig my hands in this thing. How's this open?
It's,
Or what
it's
is
this the
thing,
front,
right?
yeah, which is locked.
There. Fuck it.
Here, put it down. We'll do a couple. We'll just scoop it. We'll just scoop it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Vyvanse, you love it though?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a double-edged sword in the sense that like, yeah, if you focus on the wrong thing, like you go down a YouTube wormhole, 2 hours later, you're like, wait, my whole day just elapsed. So
Is that so different than my regular life though?
it definitely does help. And honestly, like I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually went and got an assessment. And like, I guess they rate like the hyper portion and like the attention deficit portion out of 9, and I rated 9 out of 9 for both. And she
Oh,
was
wow.
like, yeah, you're fucked. And I'm like, oh.
Were you hamming it? Like, cause you went and you wanted to get it.
Of course,
So
but
would
I
you
mean,
say
I
you
don't
were
think I
hamming it
was
up?
being like. I'm sure there's maybe some things where like I just knew like if I give this answer, then she'll be like, oh, this guy's for
9
sure
for
fried.
9. Yeah.
For the most part, I would say that I was at least like 98% accurate. There was maybe like a couple of like just exaggerations or embellishments, but
Right.
overall, I think I'm pretty mangled. Side note: Versus Coffee, great coffee. You know how they have like. They do like the art on the lattes. They got the color element to it too, so you can get yourself a nice little rainbow horse or something, you know.
I mean, does that mean it adds different flavor?
Not in the slightest, just a nice aesthetic, you know?
Okay.
If you wanted an IG post, that's your spot. Also, one of the oldest Irish pubs in Ontario, McVeigh's, is at the corner over here. I may or may not have skillfully acquired some Guinness glasses from there before.
Skillfully, is and you ran out the door with them.
No, actually, you know what's crazy is that there was 2 of them outside of the building, like on barrels and stuff. And I was like, well, this one's got like a sip of Guinness left in it, and clearly nobody's coming back for these. I'm like, if I don't take them, somebody might break them. So I was like, I'm just gonna add these to my collection, and I did.
When you said skillfully, and I just pictured you just walking out with them, one of my favorite Simpsons gags is, you remember the flying hellfish episode? Are you familiar with Are you a Simpsons guy?
I'm a Simpsons guy, but like,
Okay.
there's just too many seasons, bro.
Sure.
Like,
Well, this was earlier on. There's an episode where Mr. Burns is trying to kill
Let's go to the left here.
Grandpa Simpson because they were in this military unit together, and like the last one surviving gets this big fortune that they hid, and he hires this hitman who like fails to kill Abe Simpson, and then they're in the back of Mr. Burns' limo, and the hitman is looking at like this blueprint. He's got calipers. He's like, there is one more way to kill a man, but it is as precise as a well-played game of chess. And then it just cuts to him kicking in the door of the retirement home with a machine gun and just spraying the whole room.
Okay, time out. What is your rule on feces?
Okay, so I picked up some dog shit with Chris Locke. He did not like it.
I'm not opposed to it. I mean, trash is trash.
Trash
but,
is
like,
trash. What I'd like to do is pick it up and just take it right to the bin. That's
Yeah, that's a smart move.
what Chris objected to was it like living in the bin as we walked. But yeah, what's my stance? Of course, my stance is it's trash. I don't want it hanging around, but I don't love carrying it in my bucket.
What is the logic from somebody who has a dog
I know,
to bag it and then
leave
not
it?
just
Yeah,
throw it in the trash bin?
I've wondered that myself. Oh man, we spend so much time doing the manual, and this was a perfect dump, right? This was the perfect thing. Do you want to?
Let's get a little bit of res in there, you know? I'm not really feeling too great about some of this residue. that
do
we
it.
got in here.
We did so much manual dumping that was unnecessary.
What's your acting aspiration? What's my
My aspiration
dream
is just to
job?
not be dog shit at acting. I am terrible. Right now, the only thing I can land is a commercial with no lines because I'm bad at auditions, and I don't emote as well as I think I am, but at least I know that. My acting ambition is I would like to be in I would like to land acting gigs, especially something comedic, but I don't really think that that's my strength. My comedic showbiz aspiration at this point is, like, I'll say it all out, like, I want to make a TV show. I want to make a hit TV show. I want to make an HBO show, one way or another, and I don't need to be on camera for it, but I think the way you do that is you do everything in film, and then you're more equipped and you just meet more people. So yeah, I want to be an actor in the sense that I would love to at least have one thing that I act in that I'm proud of, that, like, it gets made and is on TV, and I can point to and be like, yeah, I was a good role in a good show.
For sure.
But if I get one of those, then I'm happy. And the main point of that would be, like, I want to do that to just have more credibility within show business so that I can, I want to make an HBO show. That's what I want to do.
I got you.
I'm going for that real quick. What's your ambition in acting? Right now, if I could just be on set a lot, one way or another, stand in, whatever, I'm good. But I feel like you want to be on camera.
I mean, here's the thing that's crazy though, is that, like, I feel like the more I do those roles and the more I'm on set, I feel like I gravitate towards the crew a little bit more. So not to say that, like, I want to be a grip or something like that, but, like, similar to what you're saying, like, I've got some what I think are, which I'm sure a lot of people feel this way about their ideas, but I feel like I've got some pretty good premises for some shows that I feel like if I could bring to life, could have a real impact, not just in Canada, but just
I want to do
in
something
the
that's
space.
like culturally significant that people like is
For sure.
Is something people talk about. You would say at this point, maybe you wouldn't say, but, like, the juiciest, the most on-camera time you've gotten was in the reality TV show, right?
Movie, yes.
Yes, yes. So Marcel, for those of you who wouldn't know, was in the Roku film.
Roku original, the
Roku.
first of its kind,
Yeah.
an unscripted rom-com.
Yeah.
It was a think reality dating show, but condensed to make sure and ensure that it flops in an hour and a half runtime.
Yes.
A movie, a feature film version of
Yeah.
reality dating. So.
And you were the only one to not successfully pair with the woman they wanted you to pair with.
No.
I feel bad because I feel like I've made you tell this story.
No. That's actually a lie, because so the one girl that I told you that I was supposed to be with, she actually didn't end up with either of the guys. She ended up with her best friend, a lady.
Right.
So she switched teams on us.
But at least on camera, the show ended with her and the super handsome guy kissing on the basketball court.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Anyway,
but we all ended up in the club, and then nobody left with each other afterwards. So
Right.
I feel like it was all around just an entire flop.
Anyway, I feel bad because we were literally out with another friend of mine last night. And I made you tell this whole thing, and I made her rewatch clips of it.
We're
So-
also deviating from the path.
Okay, let me get this shirt and then we'll
Sure.
get back on path. But I guess the only thing I want to say, like, I don't think it kind of ended up being a bit of a ridiculous show. Though they made a second movie, so it
Which
obviously
I have
wasn't
theories about.
wasn't a total flop. But basically,
I think they were committed to the second one.
right? You think that was?
But
whoa,
they
is
did
there-
get- they
is there
did get-
something in there.
Yeah,
Like a
there's like a
weapon.
clothes hanger.
Oh, okay, I thought it was like a weapon.
They did. They got a celebrity in the second one.
As a host, like on camera host or what?
No, as one of the participants. So one of the girls who was 30, she played the 13-year-old in 13 going on 30.
Oh yeah.
So as a 30-year-old, she was like, oh, what are the chances that like now I'm still alone by myself?
Right.
And
I wouldn't call that a celebrity. I would call that an actor.
She
She's in the
did a
industry,
thing.
yeah.
She's in who was the main in that, Garner?
Jennifer Garner, yeah.
So yeah, she's in a Garner movie. She's the second in
yeah.
a Garner movie.
A lot of people been in Garner movies. They're not all celebrities.
That is very true. But
Yeah,
like
a lot
I
of
don't know,
people were in
she-
Electra. Are they all celebrities? I mean, what
Listen,
are we
Mike,
doing here?
I'm trying to feel better about myself. Okay.
Well,
I was in
you should
Mean
feel better about
Paris.
yourself because all this to say that like it was kind of a ridiculous show, but and you didn't mesh with your lady. But I love the moment. And this is what I made my friend watch last night when we were at your place, where your match is outlining why. And again, this lady, I'm not trying to make fun of this lady. She shouldn't have been on the show.
shouldn't have
That
been,
was a
yeah.
miscast. The other two women are like younger women who are like, let's just date and see what happens. And she was this older woman who was coming out of a like 9-year engagement, and she just wanted to get married. And then they pair her with you, which is hilarious. But you were very honest the whole time. You didn't mislead her to the point where she says like, I want to marry. I want to know that you're serious and that this is leading to a marriage. You've met her for 45 non-consecutive minutes at this point, and it's the funniest line because she gives this whole speech and you just go, I feel what you're saying. And it's just such a hilarious brush off. I feel.
But the thing is like obviously like we know like reality. There's nothing really organic about it. You've got everybody's mic'd up. You've got 6 cameras on you. You've got producers. Literally, like, so you know that scene, like that meet cute scene where we're like in that bar?
Yeah.
Bro, there was a producer laying on a bench next to us. Trying to not be on camera, but close enough to whisper like, oh, ask for this now and do this now. And it's like, all right, guys, like, there's nothing romantic about this whole experience. So for me, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna approach this how I would any other date, where it's like, look, if we're only talking for 7 minutes at a time, and I've only gotten to know X, Y, and Z about you can't expect me to be head over heels.
No.
Unless you're like so aesthetically beautiful, where I'm like, oh, I
You're
don't care what
thinking
your
with your
flaws
other
are.
head, yeah,
I can deal with all the rigmarole. It's like, no, I gotta actually peel some layers back and see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So I think her expectations were just a little unrealistic. She kind of had the idea where like, well, if I'm trying to get a crazy rebound so that I can be on TV and flex on my dude that I was just with for 13 years who didn't actually pop the question, like we didn't get married.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. But like not everyone has that mindset.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that in a show that was pretty ridiculous, I think you look pretty good. I don't think I'm saying that because you're my buddy. I think it was a pretty weird situation they put you into, and somebody might look at that and be like, this guy was. No, I don't even think anybody would say you're rude. And the alternative, what you very easily could have done would have just been play along for more camera time, right? And misled her on air just to kind of be a bigger storyline.
Yeah,
but I think you kept it pretty real.
The one thing, and I know I've kind of beaten this into a pulp here, but I think there is a big distinction between somebody being kind and somebody being nice. I think nice is very surface level and like, all the pleasantries, all the frou-frou, whatever. But like if you're kind-hearted, you don't necessarily have to put on a front. People just know your intentions based on how you move and how you actually treat people. So for me, I'm like, I'm never gonna be that like.
You're never being nice for the sake of nice.
Like I'm all for being like cordial and being polite and all that fun jazz. But like there comes a time where like somebody's like, how is your day? And I'm just gonna be like, bro, like my day's kind of mashed up right now. Like, what do you want to tell you? Like I'm not gonna cap for your amusement.
Is this a door stopper or is this a broken piece?
It looks like a door stopper.
Okay,
I'll just
I'll
leave
leave
that
it
one
there.
there.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is the intimidating part. If you want to go into the belly of the beast, I think honestly nothing is more Toronto than the trash that you will find at Dundas Square.
I did. You know what? Let's do Dundas because then we'll go back on Queen. I saw some trash earlier this morning when I was out buying all this gear. my fucking pickers, and I know there's some trash I want to pick up on Queen if it hasn't blown away or whatever.
Got you.
But let's not spend as much time as we have to on.
We can just like pop in and out.
Yeah. But you're right. We should pick up at Dundas. That'll be good. That'll be good for the.
Just aesthetically too. It just looks.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get a little 360 shot
Yeah.
in the square. This guy's got a swastika tattoo.
Classic.
I'm not gonna
Make
record
sure
him.
you-
But
Oh, you're
no,
not?
I'm not gonna. That. But that it's funny because this just came up back in Winnipeg where I made a clip that involved B-roll of the homeless outside my place because I was just trying to make a point about the situation. People were like, don't film the vulnerable. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. I'm not trying to film the vulnerable. I'm trying to film the view outside my front door.
Right.
I mean, he had a swastika tattoo over his heart. So, I mean, the conversation, don't film the vulnerable. Like, I'm not going to film him because I'm sure he's not in the right mind anyway, but like, if at any point in your life you got a swastika tattooed over your heart, do you really deserve to be protected?
Well,
you know?
no,
Like-
but that and also like you kind of like spelled out your fate. Like no company is gonna be like, yeah, we want to keep you off the streets. We don't want you to be, you know, displaced one day. It's like, no, bro, you're literally just signing up for homelessness at the minute that ink touches your chest.
Well, not necessarily, because you can get through a lot of job interviews without exposing your torso.
I think that guy likes to keep the buttons low. You know what I mean?
So where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah,
legit.
Ripping it open in the interview. Yeah, that's wild. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, to be honest with you. We were just talking about swastikas and Nazi
I
imagery
know.
last night because I didn't know. You told me about this. Marcel's plugged into the culture, but also maybe I'm just unplugged. I didn't know that Kanye West made an iced out swastika.
Yeah, very problematic.
Very problematic, to say the least.
It's, I mean, listen, we don't support the things Ye does. I mean, my thing is like, look, I wish that karma would make him make terrible music
Still putting out.
after doing this rhetoric, but it's like some of his stuff slaps. And
Is
you're
that
like,
still going?
like
Yeah.
why is he able to make a song about sucking off his male cousin as a child, and it's still hard?
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Anyway, yeah, swastika tattoo. Never seen it. Hope I never see it again. Doesn't disturb me though. The idea of like imagery that actually like, you know, the way we were talking about the context of this Jesus piece was that you were with a woman who was like, you showed her the clip and just seeing that, even though you warned her, was like very disturbing. And like people all have different sensitivities,
Triggers,
but
yeah, of course.
in a way, like I do kind of think that if you give any word or image that amount of power over you, like that's
Right.
kind of something you have to work out yourself.
Yeah, if somebody comes
Like-
right now and screams the N-word at me, like I'll be a little bit put off,
yeah,
but
like-
I'm not gonna burst into
Yeah,
tears
yeah, they
and
don't
start
mean
thinking
anything
about
to
like,
you. Yeah,
oh,
you-
my grandfather who's standing right next to me right now, you wouldn't say let's stand
Yeah,
for this,
yeah.
whatever. It's like, bro, what are we talking about?
Yeah, you got to kind of not let words. You can't let other people have power over you. I'm sure there's something I could see that would jar me, but like, violence is different. With like just a straight up image or word, I like to think there's nothing that would throw me into tears. You know?
Yeah, I don't think honestly, it's very few. The things that will throw me into tears are seeing like talented singers on TikTok, to see like, you know, wedding proposals, like, or
One
marriage
slide.
proposals. Like those are what's this guy's story?
Yeah. I always wonder, man, when you see one of a pair.
The singular Adidas slide.
Singular
And that's
Adidas.
a pretty worn out slide.
Yeah. That slide was a main part of that guy's arsenal for a long time, and then he just let it go here on the street.
You always got to kind of like assess the area though, because it might be across the street. Like if you
I-
got hit clear in the middle
Don't
of the
tell me how to
road.
pick
Okay,
up
all
track.
right.
I understand.
This guy knows.
I understand how to assess, and yeah.
This ain't his first slide, ladies and
In
gentlemen.
Osborne Village, you get a lot of, you know, those like twister shots that come in 4-packs?
Yes.
So yeah, you'll see them on the boulevard. You're like, okay, I see what happened here. People got out of the car. They're coming from the pregame to the village. Oh, let's all do our shot. And you only find 3, and you're like, I know there's a 4th. There has to be the
For
4th,
sure
you
there
know?
is.
Yeah, it haunts you.
There's a Sweat and Tonic right at the corner over here.
Okay.
So you've got a lot of like, you know, post Pilates action going on over here.
Sweat and Tonic is a workout studio
It
that
is,
has
yeah.
a coffee bar in it or whatever.
It's got a coffee bar. I actually just recently found out they also have gin. They have their own gin.
Oh,
So they
wow.
actually have like
the
a,
Sweat Gin and Tonic.
yeah, exactly.
We're gonna need to dump again, and I don't know where that's gonna happen.
Yeah, you would think on Yonge Street there'd be a lot more, but I mean, it's just those small ones that are hard to kind of.
Yeah, right, like this one again. I don't want a manual dump only to come across a good one right away, but I think that might be what it takes.
Yeah, I'm cool with just the manual dump. to be
Manual
honest,
dump?
yeah.
Okay.
We got some pretty big apparel items on this
Yeah,
collection
if
here.
we just clear the big items, then we'll be, God damn it all.
But yeah, I can't justify, because it's at the end of my street. It's on Shooter Street, but I can't justify going to a gym that has no free weights and paying like $300 to $400 a month. I'm like, for some spin and shit, I'm like, brother, there's a bike in my building. I was like, I'll just do that and play some EDM music. It's
Sure,
not-
but like you're not the type, like there are people who are the exact opposite. They don't want free, they want a class, they want structure because they won't work out
That's
otherwise.
fair. I mean, in that same breath, like, yeah, I probably should use a regimented class because I'm not currently motivating myself to do what I just said that I could do.
We went to a workout class together. Barry's boot camp.
Oh Lord.
I didn't hate it, but I don't need that. Like, I don't need somebody helping me work out. Be new.
I'm not
I
doing
just
that.
like but I get that some people that is the only way they'll do it. But that type of thing, like I enjoyed doing it only because I was crushing it and I wanted to know that like, yeah, fuck this class. I don't need this class to work out this hard. I can handle whatever this guy throws at me. But overall, like I want to go and work out on my own. Oh yeah, that's a big score. Ding, ding, ding. I was saying in Winnipeg, the #1 can you pick up is Twisted Tea. I haven't picked up a single Twisted Tea.
Yeah, it's not a big Twisted Tea. I feel like this is more of like a neutral or what are the tequila ones now? There's like
Oh, there's so many.
I know.
The neutral, the
Or actually, no. You know what it's like the new Four Loco is the cut water.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't tried them yet. I think we should probably grab some cut waters
Yeah, we can get a cut water.
because
Yeah.
apparently you have 2 of those and you're like buzzed.
There was somebody at a barbecue recently drinking, I don't know if it was a cut water, but it was a Mai Tai in a can. It was 12.5%
Yeah,
in a can.
that sounds like the cut water.
Yeah.
There's never a dull moment at the at Dundas Square, man. To you, it just may be another Monday. To me, this is it's a festival every day, man. There's always antics. There's always performers. Somebody screaming about religion. You know.
The last time I was here, there was the Mr. Beast game show about to start on Amazon. Do you know that the Mr. Beast games?
Was that the one where he had all the other streamers and influencers and stuff?
No, this is where he had like 600 regular people as contestants, and it was just like a Squid Game style.
Why did this person destroy their Burger King crown like this?
I know.
By the way,
It was like he just kept paring it down. You started with 600, and like right off the bat, he was like, okay, up to 50 of you can step out right now and just take a share of $100,000. So if only one of you steps out, you'll get the whole 100 grand. But like, and he would just do games like that, and then competitions, you know, whatever, to cut people down. But there was a big.
grab the glove.
You got the 2 gloves.
Yep.
No, we don't have to wonder. We know.
Yeah, we got it.
But basically, in Dundas Square, they had this promo where guys were standing around in Squid Game suits with like a fake display case with all the money he was going to give away, like, you know, 27 million or whatever, and Beast Bucks was in a glass case. And there was just basically these guys standing there with blast masks on, like Squid Games, and all I could think was like, when I was 20, right before I started doing comedy, I was doing experiential marketing, which is that's what those guys were, you know, like they.
For sure.
They
I done that too, actually.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, there's a point where that could have been me for $14 an hour back in 2020 or 2010, I guess, and you just have to stand there for 4 hours.
It's kind of crazy, actually, the things they make you do for essentially minimum wage.
Yeah. Oh, not essentially. Actually, most of the ones that I did at that point, I did a campaign for the Xbox Connect where I was like standing in Best Buys helping people demo the Xbox Connect. That was their movement. That was their answer to the Nintendo Wii.
Gotcha.
And then I did the Dinactive Yogurt when I got carjacked driving the Dinactive Yogurt van. Yeah, all right.
We're at the Mecca of garbage.
Yeah, we're getting in here. Do it.
Dundas Square, you'll actually get some of those like clutch activations. They'll have like Tide Pods. They'll have like seltzers. Like you're really loading up when you come.
Activations. You have been in the game. That's the phrase.
I'm definitely familiar with an activation.
You know
we
about
actually
activation.
had a Taco Bell activation here just the other day.
Activation. That's such great marketing bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think this is an activation we're hearing, or is this a performer?
This is a whole lot of nothing, I think.
I'm hearing something.
Well, that's just your regular degular. You got somebody screaming about the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
You got some guy playing music to breakdance to.
We did it. Trash Talk made it to the big city, and I regret every minute of it.
What's crazy is these tour buses, I've never actually been on one, but they just recently changed their route where they now drive down my street. So whenever I'm on the terrace, they like, the person on the mic is like, oh, hey, and they'll just like wave. And in my mind, I just convince myself that they're like, this is the the most seen non-union actor in Toronto. You can see him now perched up on his terrace, ready to barbecue for himself.
He recently got into a fight with management about the $500 deposit on the barbecue.
Nothing bothers me more than seeing a grown man with a Labubu on his bag, bro. Like, what are we doing
I only
here?
just found out what Labubus are. And it's a little doll, right? It's a little doll you clip to your purse.
Essentially like a troll doll.
Yeah. I didn't know about this, and I actually love now when.
The craze is pretty crazy.
I love when I find out I missed a trend. Yeah, I'll get it.
We got ourselves some founders right here. Somebody was getting a little bit turned.
Going right in there. I love finding out that I missed a trend. I think Labubus are probably already burning out, or do you think it's just picking up?
No, so the thing is that somebody just sold one for like 66 grand because like there's a certain level of rarity. They're very similar to like Beanie Babies.
I'm familiar with this concept, of course. Yeah.
Right? So no, it has not slowed down, and if anything, you're now just because you're familiar with it now, you're going to see them all the time.
Yeah.
I honestly a grown man with one on his back.
I honestly still don't know what they look like. I assume if I see something dangling from a bag.
I pointed it out because it was literally a grown man, and I'm like, what are you going to do? Fight me? You have a Labubu on your purse, bro. Like. Come on, what are we talking about here?
Do they have like a uniform look? Like what?
They kind of do. So they, I mean, we can pull it up later, but essentially what it looks like, it's like Gizmo from Gremlins, but less cute with sharp teeth.
Okay.
And that's essentially the premise. And like, then they have like this new variant where it's like the crying Labubu. I don't know, man, but like the guy who created it, already a billionaire, so.
You know, he probably made a ton of money, but like that's so easy to knock off too,
Absolutely.
You know? Like,
well, they have, there's Lafufus. There's a lot of people doing the fake Labubus, and they're getting called out for them, but to me, I'm just like, bruh, like when I see like these women in their 30s, I'm like, you guys are just conditioned from this Beanie Baby craze, you just don't want to miss out on this because you have funds now.
Right.
But
as a kid, I was as susceptible as like I had a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, as a child, you are prone to a lot of shiny and sparkly things, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people who have mortgages who are out here attaching Labubus to their purse.
Yeah, paying top dollar for Labubus.
Yeah, no, they're legit. I've seen people spend as much as $7 grand on these Labubus.
That's insane.
It's wild.
Well, I guess good for the inventor of Labubus.
Yeah, if you're a collector and you plan on like selling your collection one day, like cool, I can always respect somebody who's like got a long-term plan. But a lot of these thoughts are just like they're getting Casamigos spilled to their Labubus every weekend, and it's like, what do you guys got going on here, man? It's like
more clothing. Woo. Before I started doing this in the village, like you see trash, and unless it was right outside my door, I was like, yeah, it's not my problem. But it all blows around. Trash is, it's literally all of our problem because it's only a matter of time before it blows in your path.
That's true. So do you find that since you've started doing this that trash has decreased or it's remained constant?
It's, I would say it's remained constant, but I would say like there's some of the volunteer crew now, the more senior segment of our crew, and like they're doing midweek pickups. Like I know this one lady who's kind of just, so like I would say you see a little bit less trash because we're doing it, we have like 11 volunteers sometimes on the Sunday. And we're doing a good pickup on Sunday. And then there's also a couple people doing it midweek. I know the Osborne Village Biz tries to do it.
So funny, I was never convicted of a crime, but here I am doing community service, baby.
That's the same thing Chris Locke said. He was like, someone from my neighbor is gonna think I'm court ordered to be out here.
Yeah. This is very much what it's feeling like right now.
Okay, we're right, almost back. We can't worry about all the food, man. We don't have a broom. This ain't us.
The job ain't done.
You stay until the job's done. That's from Snatch.
I think I'm banned from this church.
Yeah, you told me about, you tried to jump the fence to impress a girl.
I did jump the fence. Girl,
and you did impress the girl.
I don't know how impressed she was.
Well, because you got scolded right after. Hey, look, is this Ensure? Is this a strawberry Ensure? Is this the third?
It is. It's part of the tri-pack.
Okay.
Listen, you see? Job's not done. Now the job is done.
You stay until the job's done.
That is it. We got the trifecta of Ensures. We got the full flavor medley.
That's amazing.
We got the whole Neapolitan collection, baby.
God damn it, trash.
That makes me feel good. Honestly, the only thing that would be better to find is the other part of the Invisalign.
No, it would be better to find to be some guy who's just got Ensure dripping down his face and
Neapolitan ice cream.
The straightest teeth you've ever seen.
Insane.
Amazing. Okay, well, we're almost back.
I feel good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little bit reluctant. I'm like 32 degrees, picking up trash around all these baddies and whatnot. But then I'm like, you know what? I feel nice, you know? I feel like my area is a little bit cleaner now because of us. So I appreciate you bringing this to the culture.
No, I appreciate you being game for it. And like I said, you start with your area, you work your way out. There's nothing, you don't have to pretend you're trying to be a hero.
That is true.
But if everybody did that, we wouldn't be fucked. As of now, we are kind of fucked.
This is true.
And end of the day, it's a good thing to do. Lets you look down your nose at everybody else. That's super fun.
I love that.
Okay, this has been episode, I don't actually even know if this is episode 9 or 10 of Trash Talk. What do you call this area exactly?
They literally call this Old Toronto.
Okay, well, the Trash Talk Old Toronto with Marcel Williams. I hope you learned about him and had a good time walking around with us. That's the
Make
outro.
sure you guys like, follow, subscribe to Mike. This guy is, I've been at least in the top 8 percentile of Mike's biggest fans for the majority of his career.
Appreciate that.
I'm always down to do whatever Mike's got cooking up.
You want to put this down for a second and just clap and tail slate us?
Sure, let's do
We'll
it.
try and get a little tail slate because it helps with my sink. My sinking situation is so fucked.
All right, ending, tail slate.
Nice.
That was a nice clap.
Yeah, we could dump in that bucket across the street.